I used to say, do you want me to come in? They've been in the States, they've been in England, they've been in Thailand, and they all choose to live here. We got really bored by England. It's too sterile.
Meet Karen, a British expat who came to Thailand more than 30 years ago and settled down on Koh Lanta, a Thai tourist island. Although at that time tourism on the island was at a very early stage. I'm visiting her in this beautiful open-air house surrounded by nature. We are talking about raising kids and education in Thailand and why until this day she and her kids choose Thailand over UK. And me, my name is Mayan, and I'm an expat living in Thailand for almost 14 years now. I love to listen to people's stories.
Hi, my name's Karen. I'm British. I've been living on Koh Lanta for about 30 years. I've got 4 kids and their father's Thai. We're no longer together, but it's all good. It's all fine. When the kids were young, we lived a much more Thai-style life. We lived like rural Thai-style life. We lived in small bamboo bungalows, which we also rented some of them out. We were right on the beach. When we first moved here, I think that I was the only Western female that actually lived on the island. They're sure there was tourism had started. It was the beginning stages of tourism, but there was no one else with children bringing up children. I don't think the kids were particularly seen as much different. It was just that we seemed different because we were, at that time, appeared more wealthy than many of the locals. They were just fishermen or farmers at the time. They very much included us. We were included in all the village activities. We went catfish fishing, is that how you say it? I remember they used to drain the streams and make these dams, and they'd be feeling in the mud for all the catfish. I did that when I was pregnant with Jessie. I remember they took us down. They used to take us all over the place. Yeah, it was fun. The local people were still in huge families. The local ladies were having about 12 children. So they would, and this is before electricity as well, so they would kind of kick the kids out in the morning, and their kids, these big groups, family groups, would be running around the beach all day. And my kids had that freedom, but they had, it was something a little bit more. They had, books, and we did other stuff with them, and it was like they had the best of both worlds. The warmth of the Thai family structure, extended families. As a mother, you're not isolated living by yourself or just the family unit. You're in the community. In that space, they had so much freedom. One time I came upon the older 2. I think they were about 4 and 6. We worked in the restaurant, so we weren't up so early in the morning. So they'd got up themselves, they'd collected or they'd fished and got some of the little plalek corn, the sardines, and they were cooking them up. They'd cooked them up themselves. They'd lit a little fire on the beach. They hadn't gutted them, but they were sitting there with like this food. And it was like, wow, look at them. They can feed themselves at 5 or whatever it was.
So no watching television?
No, there was no electricity when we first moved here. No television. I was really I didn't let them do it.
And what about the school? So did they go to like a Thai school or?
I'm going to laugh because I've done everything with schools. Thai school is quite hard, I think. Yeah.
But not just for half Thai, you mean just in general for kids?
I think it's quite hard for kids. It's not my preferred style of teaching. It's not without benefits, but I think I don't agree with a lot of its philosophies and the way, and its sense of discipline, its sense of not promoting the kids to question and discipline. They still got, when they did go to Thai schools, they still got the same deal as Thai kids. They get smacked. And I used to go in and complain about it, And then in the end, the kids don't tell you because they don't want to be made separate. They don't want you coming in and making a fuss. It's like, do you want to, I used to say, do you want me to come in? No, don't come in, don't make fuss. My kids have been in Thai schools, I didn't like it. They've been in international schools. It's like you can see that all the systems have a positive and a negative. The negative of the international schools are good that they don't suppress the kids too much, but they spoil them.
Right.
It's a business and they spoil them.
Yeah.
And it's, unless you're at home kind of complementing that, loads of the kids, it's not very healthy. Right. So these are some of my children. These are paintings I did quite a while ago. That's Izzy, that's my third son. That's my daughter Lolita, who's the fourth. That's Jesse when he was about 18. And that's the last one. That's the oldest, that's Felix. I was going through icons at the time. That's why they're all gold. Felix, the oldest, was at boarding school for a while, and that I would never do again. I wouldn't do it. Your kids need their mother. They need to be at home. Looking back, I feel, I don't think a kid can look at it any other way than you've pushed them away. There's something, it's not right to do. You should have your kids around you. Education, the formal education, I now believe is not as important as I sometimes was led to, thought it was, or was led to believe it is. If they want to do something academic, they can pick it up later. That's up to them. You know, if they really want to do something like be a conventional doctor, okay, go study, go and cram for the things, do it. If they don't want to do that and they want the kind of lives that we all lead, they need people skills, they need confidence in themselves, they need these kind of empathy, they need these kind of skills. I've tried homeschooling, it didn't work with the older two, and I didn't have enough confidence to do it. We actually went back to England for 1.5 years when the older two were about 10 and whatever, 7. And then they did, I think we did about 1 year. So they did about 1 year in regular primary schools in a little village in England, because I thought that was important at the time.
How was that? It
was quite empowering for me. I got quite empowered by it. It was really lovely, but we got bored. We got really bored by England. It's too sterile. There's a little bit of an edge and a kind of outlawish feel here. You feel you can do what you want, not in a bad way, but you can, and you sort everything out yourself. It didn't used to be like if you have an issue that the police would come, you go and talk in the village would sort it out. Everything, you're kind of, I can't think of the right word, but this kind of autonomy, is that the right word? You know, and that was, yeah, we got bored in England. And we may moan about immigration here, that it's a pain in the arse to do it still after 30 years. But compared with England, there's a lot less bureaucracy, a lot less. Life is simpler. You just don't get that level of stress. And you get that kind of always that feeling, I don't know how, but we'll get through it somehow. You know, we'll find a way through it. You don't have money sometimes, but then it works out and it comes another way, and you just learn to be calmer with things. If you give them 2 languages, 2 or more languages, look at that. Whatever other education they've got an advantage. And they're familiar, like my kids can work in tourism because they understand both cultures. They really can navigate between the 2. They know how to be with Thai people. They know what makes Thai groups feel comfortable and how they function, how you get stuff done. They know how to play the game in Thai, and they know how to be the same with foreigners. It's amazing. They've been in the States, they've been in England, They've been in Thailand, and they all choose to live here. They feel there's more freedom. There's less regulations. There's more that you can start a small business and you can do something for yourself and just get on with it and not have interference from government too much. I'm really proud of them. I'm so proud of my children. They are such nice people. They care. They're emotional. They have emotional intelligence. We try and talk things out. I'm so proud of them. Really, I think they're amazing. I love their company. I'm so blessed that I see most of them quite regularly, every other day sometimes for some of them if they're around. I'm so blessed that we all still like each other and that they appreciate their upbringing. Done my job.
Walk out that door.